You'll see the barns. There's 90,000 square feet over here.
And look at the barns. Look at all those cars.
Wowee, look at this. So this is a rare car. A rare car.
This truck I bought brand new, diesel in it, and it's got a Banks turbo on it.
As far as muscle cars, I think this is the buy.
I've been trying to sell it for $4,500, and I thought that was a damn deal.
In a week, you could have a car that's ready for cars and coffee. What would you do if you had this many cars? What would you do if you had 6 buildings like this and the money to buy these cars? You'd do the same thing these guys are doing. It's always a good day when you talk on the phone and the guy says, meet me at the gate, I'll open it up, and you can follow my golf cart into the barn. Wow, it's going to be a good one. We followed this golf cart up a beautiful little dirt path to a couple of barns that are owned by this gentleman, James Harkey. So thanks for meeting us out here this morning.
Nice to meet you.
So who are you and why do you have stuff?
Well, I'm an engineer by trade. I worked for a company in Charlotte for years. Parsons is an engineering company. And they sent me all over the world. I've been in Thailand and Iraq and all kind of places working over the years. But anyway, the last place I worked was down at Savannah River, which we call the bomb plant. That's where they made the plutonium to put in bombs. Mm-hmm. And they still make triggers. But I worked up there till about 4 or 5 years ago. And during that time, I bought this land back in the 70s, this land where the farm is over here.
How many acres you got?
There's 60 over there, and there's another 12 here. Make a long story short, in the 90s, the company called Whopper decided they didn't want any more turkeys, so they canceled our contract. And another 100 and something growers around there, they canceled their contract.
So how many turkeys did you have?
Well, at one time, I could have at least 40,000.
40,000?
You'll see the barns. There's 90,000 square feet over here. So all this stuff we're going to look at, I've been collecting over the last 15 years, 20 years.
No kidding.
So, that's the story of the cars. And now, my wife died last year and I need to get rid of this stuff. I mean, live here by myself and I can't keep this stuff.
So this is one barn of 3?
Well, you'll see there's 4 or 5 more over there. But some of them got cows to go in some one of them and hay's in one of them.
Oh, so barns are actually used for animals.
Yeah.
What a concept.
Yeah.
Let's start with this one if it's okay. And I'd like to start with these GTOs because I'm intrigued with these cars.
Yeah, I've got several of these GTOs. Why do I have them? Well, I kind of liked them because I had one. I said, well, eventually they'll be worth some money.
Now this is an automatic.
Yeah, that was automatic. The one around the corner is automatic too.
Now I don't know if you guys know about these cars, but correct me if I'm wrong. These were made and they were kind of styled kind of plainly, so they didn't pop out like, I'm a muscle car. Exactly. But I think they were made in Australia.
They all were made in Australia by Holden.
And it's got an LS motor in it?
Yeah, it's got an LS2 in it.
All right, so you're selling this car?
I'm selling all the GTOs.
So what, if I wanted to buy this car, how much is this?
$5,000. The motor's worth almost $4,000.
Is that like a 400 horsepower?
Yeah. It's the same as the vet engine.
So there's not a following for this new GTO like there is for the old GTOs, I guess.
I think not much. I mean, you'll see it every once in a while.
So you're a Porsche guy. Interesting.
Well, I'm really a Chevrolet guy. Just happen to end up with Porsches.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's too new. So this Chevy, you say this one is all painted.
Yeah. If you look at it, you'll see it's ready to. The transmission's sitting in a box right here from GM, and the motor's in the other.
What kind of transmission?
It's a L60 or 80.
And you have a brand new engine going too?
Yeah, we'll sit in that other building.
And that's 504?
502.
502.
Big block.
Was this a big block car?
Yeah, it was the 396.
Was it really?
Yeah, I still got a motor and transmission for it.
So how long have you had this?
Oh, about 20 years.
You sell it with everything?
Oh yeah, I'd sell it.
Sell this, 502, that transmission, the 396.
Yeah.
Well, how much? I might as well ask you right now, what do you want for something like this?
At least 25,000. The difference, it's a Caprice too. You don't see many Caprices. Mm-hmm. See, the non-Caprices don't have a slant like that.
Oh, that's right.
Remember the regular?
Notchback, yeah.
Yeah, the Impalas is totally sloped.
Yep. So, all right, so you're a Chevy guy and you're a Porsche guy. I see this is a combination here between a Chevy car with
I didn't
a Porsche.
like that. The guy who bought this car for, I thought that was lousy to put that tail on there, but this old guy bought it and he did it and it came that way. So I said, eventually when I do this one, I'll take that damn wing off of it. I don't like it.
So what's special about this car?
Nothing. It's just a 71.
350?
Yeah, it's 350. It's nothing done special to the motor on it. It's just a regular 350.
Now, is this a driver? Do you drive this car at all?
I did for a while, but I hadn't in years. All right.
Should we drive or walk?
No, I drive.
Okay.
Yeah, just follow me.
If you're a car enthusiast and you have 60 acres and 6 barns, this is what it looks like.
And look at the barns. Look at all those cars.
Man, look at all these cars. Holy mackerel. If you like these videos, you really should check out the Hagerty Drivers Club. You get 24/7 roadside assistance with flatbed towing, subscription to an award-winning magazine, and more. Sign up today. The link is in the description below. International.
Yeah, International Scout too.
These are getting pretty popular.
Yeah, real popular.
So that's got a 304 in it?
No, that's the 345, I think.
345.
Yeah.
2-barrel.
Yeah, we got it running, but the fuel pump's not working, so I got a new fuel pump for it.
Yeah, it started with Broncos, and then it went to Scouts and, you know, Blazers and
Oh yeah.
Toyota FJs. There comes a brand new points condenser.
Yeah, we put points before we get it running. We had to put them in there.
Yep. And how much is this one?
I've been trying to sell it for $4,500, and I thought that was a damn deal,
Yeah, I think it is.
especially it being four-wheel drive and a V8.
And it
runs.
did run.
It runs here. I cranked it last week,
Oh, wow.
but we had to use the gas bottle to get it to run because the pump's not working. Here, let's just go through this door over here to be easier.
Okay. So what year is that, 70?
Yeah.
Rubber bumper.
I had it sold, and the guy paid me over a year ago, and he never come back and got it. So I guess I'm gonna sell it again.
So that's a real GTO. You got a
Yeah.
title for it?
Yeah, I never gave him the title because I wasn't gonna give him the title till he come and got it.
So what motor is that?
I think that's 400 engine in
400.
it. Yeah, which is the regular GTO.
All right, so you got the GTO hood. How's the car, how sound is the chassis and the body?
No, it's pretty good. I mean, you won't know for sure until you,
Yeah.
but do what you need to do to
So having sold it once, how much you want to sell for the second time?
7,000.
Automatic, 27,000 miles. So it's got to be 127.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But look at the floors in it. The floors are
Yeah,
good.
the floors are very good. You remember the commercial on TV? Guy taking a crowbar,
Pontiac the Car of the Year award for the 4th time.
slamming
No, I don't
the
remember seeing
nose,
that.
and it just bounced off and didn't do any damage to it.
No, I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah. You know, sometimes I walk up to a car and you open the console or open the glove box and you find cool paperwork in there. You know, I don't know if there's any GTO paperwork specific to this car. Owner's manual, an old copy of the registration, whatever. What the heck? Secrets of the Barn Find Hunter in the glove box. This has been a shameful product placement, I've got to say. It's like having a can of Coke on a Seinfeld show. This is a book I wrote, and it's about what we're doing right here, barn find hunting. How to find them, how to talk to the owners, how to follow leads, the best time of year to go to look for old cars. It's when the leaves are off the trees in the wintertime. Also to go down cul-de-sacs, go down dead-end roads. It's all in here. So go to your local independent bookstore, or if you want to go to Amazon, I'm sure Jeff Bezos will really be thankful, and buy a copy of Secrets of the Barn Find Hunter by yours truly, Tom Cotter. I think that's, you know, for a muscle car, like, that's a good deal. And it's a great starting point, and it's...
You spend about between $10,000 and $12,000 on it, then it'd be right.
All right, so here's something.
I've got 2 Firebirds. I think this one's a 68.
So it's a 6-cylinder. Was that an overhead cam?
Yeah, see it?
So this is a rare car, a rare car. This is a Pontiac Firebird. You think about Firebirds having, you know, an eagle on the hood and all that stuff, you know, Firebird on the hood, decal. But they also made an overhead cam 6-cylinder. And this is one of them. This is a single barrel carburetor. But you know, Jay Leno had been looking for, there was a performance option, and he found one. It had a 4-barrel with headers and a 4-speed manual gearbox. So it was like almost like if you took a Pontiac and made a Jaguar out of it or something. And he found one. He loves it because it's a lightweight motor. It spins freely.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a rare car. So it's a vinyl top, I guess it had.
Well, yeah, you see a hole,
I see
rusting,
over
there's
there,
a hole in it there. So it needed a lot of work. I mean, I got a Camaro out there, probably the top would work on it.
You'd have to find a head. And
Yeah.
what do you want for this car?
2,500.
And the fact that the hubcaps are still on there and stuff, it's pretty rare. So Rabbit. All right, somebody's gonna want one of these. How much are these?
1,500.
1,500, okay. And they're both gas?
Yes.
So do you have a favorite car? I mean, you have so many cars.
Right down here, this Firebird is covered up. I mean, GTO, I mean.
So this is your favorite car?
Yeah, this one I'll put that LS engine in. It's done, it's painted. It's like the Caprice. It's ready to be assembled.
So that's a GTO, no kidding.
Yeah, 64.
64, first year of the GTO.
Yes.
And you're selling this?
I will, but I don't want to.
So you had the body gone through, painted?
All the sheet metal replaced. The only place I hadn't had done was a tunnel here, you can see.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's got to be fixed. But
And you have all the trim, all the interior?
Yeah, and a parts car.
Now, a lot of people, I read all the comments that you guys write, and there's a lot of criticism for, he's hoarding these cars and they're just going to waste. You know, why does he have all these cars? And there's all these negative feelings. Understand, that's why this show exists, is to bring light to that. There's still cars out there to be discovered. And if they weren't here, if that truck wasn't here, well, it probably would have been crushed or junked years ago. We shouldn't, think negatively about people who try to save cars the best they can. And, sometimes they get to them and sometimes they don't. But the good news is they've saved them for someone like you to come along and buy them. So, I really feel strongly about this, that these cars are not being wasted, they're being saved. And the next generation of people can take care of them the way we would like them to see, restored the way they should be. So there's your other Jeep over there. And
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Does not have a tornado motor.
I don't know what it's got yet. Let's look and see.
A little four-cylinder. So this is an overhead valve. I know some of them, the early ones, had flatheads. And this is an overhead valve. It's a four-wheel drive. So what you should probably do is sell these as a package, right?
That'd be fine.
Yeah. I feel like I'm wheeler dealer here, like how much you want for. I usually don't care about the prices. I know these guys watching. There's 3 million people who watch this show.
Yeah.
And I know that they're going to say, why didn't you ask about that? So I'm trying to do my best.
No, that's
for you.
fine, yeah.
So this is a Bronco II. I used to sell
Yeah.
these when I was a Ford
Did you?
salesman. Before Tom Cotter was the barn find hunter, he was still hunting barn finds, but he had to make a living somehow. So for a while, I sold Fords at a Ford dealership. And I sold them during this era, the Bronco II. So I sold big Broncos and small Broncos in the early 80s. The Bronco II was really a cool vehicle. And I can tell you a few things about this car. This is the XL, so it was not quite the highest level. XLT is the XL. It had deluxe paint treatments, or two-tone paint jobs, trim rings. This one's got a V6, so it's an upgrade from the four-cylinder motor. It's got a manual gearbox. I don't remember if this tire rack was standard or optional, but this one's got 47,000 on the odometer. I'd say that's original. It's missing a rear window. That would not be a hard thing to find at a pull-apart kind of place, and it probably just glues back in there. But the interior's nice, the body's nice. I think to buy this car in a week, you could have a car that's ready for cars and coffee, and people would walk over and say, I remember those Bronco IIs. This is my pick of the litter of all these 50 or 60 cars we've seen today.
That's a 35 Chevrolet, the only year they made it with suicide doors.
Ah, yeah.
That's the only reason I bought it, because they had
So it's
suicide
got
doors.
2 sets of suicide doors. Look at that. Front and back. Usually it's just like one set.
That's because it's 4-door Master Deluxe.
Yeah. Didn't this have a funky suspension? It has a knuckle suspension.
I don't know, because we put it, the guy I bought it from put a
Like a
front
Mustang?
Yeah, it's got a V8 in it.
Okay, yeah, Mustang too. But yeah, I think the deluxe cars had a knuckle suspension and the standard Chevy had a straight front axle. So here's a Z28 that the tree came down on, I guess.
No, some guy got mad at me because his wife was working here on the farm, and he thought I was using her for something else, and she was just working on the farm. And he came out here, look, he bashed in the dash.
Did he ever apologize?
No.
That's an early Suburban.
Both of them Suburban. This is a 46 Suburban.
Imagine, so we think Suburban's like a new type of vehicle, but just after World War II, this was a Suburban. That's a rare body, I'll tell you that.
It is.
So that's probably worth restoring.
And that's a 50 there, Suburban.
Is that a Suburban?
Yeah.
So I remember seeing a Suburban like this on a recent Chevy ad. They showed like the new Suburban and they showed this in the background.
Yeah.
You know? But it's a nice style. I like that. Wowee, look at this. So what are you going to start for us today? Can you start something for us today?
Well, that Camaro won't start. This thing might start.
So this is a Pontiac.
This was my wife's father's. It's a 70 Catalina. Let's see if it'll start.
Did he buy it new?
He did. Well, the radio doesn't sound too good.
Wow. Unbelievable. So what year is this?
72, I believe.
72, and he bought it new.
Yeah,
So that would be
in New York.
52 years ago. Oh,
Yeah.
wow, no kidding.
They used to drive it, my wife told me they used to drive it down to Myrtle Beach from New York. That's a 31 Pontiac.
Is that so you drove that in
Yes, sir.
and parked it, and so it would probably run again without too much
Oh, I'm
trouble.
sure it would.
And what was your intention to do with that?
I eventually was just going to hang on to it and then eventually sell it to somebody.
Uh-huh.
Because you never know what you're going to like to do or what you want to change in hot rod wise or chassis wise or,
And that's a straight 6 in there, I think.
yeah. And I couldn't see any reason to destroy its original, so I was going to leave it original.
Yeah, it's original. I mean, I'm looking at these pretty little parking lamps here, almost like an Art Deco design. It's got a much longer hood than a Model A would have.
Yeah,
Because it had a 6-cylinder instead of a 4.
that's right. Yeah, I bought it from a guy in Monroe, so it's a local.
In this town.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But you know, the old ones like that, I've been watching them on, when they resell, they don't get anything for them anymore.
You know, the people who can relate to these cars are going away.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Right.
This truck I bought brand new, and I used to use it to haul dead turkeys out. In other words, I used it on the farm for years.
So it's a 4-wheel drive dually single cab.
Yeah, with a diesel in it, and it's got a Banks turbo on it.
That's for sale?
Oh yeah, at least 25,000 though.
It's high mileage?
No, well, I can't remember.
It's a manual gearbox.
Yeah, well, I changed the transmission, put a 5-speed in it. It came with a 6-speed, I mean a 4-speed.
Is that original paint?
No, I had a guy paint it, 96,000 miles.
So 96,000 miles, you put a 5-speed in,
To get the
put a Banks turbo on it,
yeah, get the overdrives reason. I
you
did.
jacked it up.
No, it came that way.
That high?
Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday with Ty, the guy who bought that car.
Yeah.
It's got the helper spring on it. I said, well, it came that way. I didn't put it on it.
Wow.
So the back's got a locker in it, so it actually pulls like a positive traction.
That's a nice truck. What year is that again?
86. Now this one ain't a runner, you can tell. This is that 28 Buick.
Now, you know, I'm looking at is this like a relief for the valves to open it up in there?
I don't know why the GM did that.
If you look at this here, most cylinder heads, I mean, when you take the cylinder head off the
They're
cylinder,
flat.
they're just round cuts in a flat plate, but these are all kind of eyebrowed. And, you know, you would do that, I guess, to have valves that could open up and not hit the
Maybe they
block.
did that. I never noticed it before.
Look at this, Fisher Body Company. So what year is this?
I think it's a 28. I mean, somebody ought to use that to make a rod out of. Is what they
No,
ought to
you
do.
know, if you kept the body like that,
That's
that
what
would be
they
pretty
kept it
cool.
with.
You can see how stylish this was compared to like a Model A. It's got these nice little inset here. It's got a curve to the body, not just flat down. Nice curve to the back. Now, how much is that one?
2,000.
So this is that a Suburban?
Yeah, yes,
But it's a 3-door.
yes, but you don't see a lot of them. I've got the door and the whole front end for it, too. I'm gonna sell that for about $5,000. If you look at it, it's got some rust on it, but it ain't too bad.
And it's got a motor?
Yeah, I've got the motor for it, a 350 in transmission.
And it's
'Cause I pulled it
2-wheel
out.
drive.
Correct.
Yeah.
This is 87,
And that's a 4-door
Yeah.
Suburban, okay.
4-wheel drive.
4-wheel drive.
Yeah, if you look at it, it's nice inside.
All right, so we don't see many Monte Carlos here.
No, this is a 72 big block car.
454?
No, 396.
A 396, no kidding.
Yeah.
What year is that?
72. You could get a 396 in them, but you also could get a 454. The 454s were SS 454s. They didn't make many of them. Well, the big block 396 didn't make many. But, you know, you look at it, you'll see it's nice. It's power windows, power brakes, power everything. It's a nice car.
Nice hubcaps. I mean, this was
It's all
so this was
original.
not a muscle car. It was more of a luxury hot rod, like
Exactly.
a personal hot rod.
But, you know, you can't get as much for these as you can a Chevelle, but they're very similar cars. But people like the Chevelle, but they don't dislike a Monte Carlo. They just don't like it as much.
That's a neat car. What do you ask for that?
15,000.
Yeah, you know, I'd like to get like a fire hose in here and wash these cars down.
I know. I hear you.
And so is this your parts car? No.
No, that's just another Caprice. Same year, 66. It's just got a 350 in it. I'll sell it for about 8,000 or 9,000, something like that.
Pretty good body?
Well, the only place that's bad is this fender over here. Well, you can see some on this fender here. And there's this fender over here, for some reason, the paint peeled off of it. I don't know whether they say it needs to be replaced. I don't know what.
No, it's a nice car.
Yeah.
What year?
66. Same thing as that white one over there that we looked at.
So that's the first year of this body style, isn't it?
65 Caprice. Didn't have that type roof on it.
Right.
So they didn't call it Caprice. It was just the Impala.
And then 64 was the old style Impala.
Yeah, the square
Yeah.
tail lights. But anyway, to answer your question, about 10 grand.
10 grand, okay.
Yeah.
You know, that wouldn't take a lot to,
No.
in 1 week, this could be a whole different car.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, there again, like I told you on the other ones, I drove it in here, so.
Because there are changes in James's life, he wants to start getting rid of these things. Projects that he's never going to finish, too many projects to take on. So he's trying to find homes for these things. You're going to keep a few that mean a lot to you, I guess.
Yeah, a few, very few.
The GTO we saw.
Yeah.
And what else?
The 66 Caprice we saw at the first building.
Okay, so you're going to keep that one.
Yeah, well, I'll sell it if the price is
Okay,
decent.
I get it. But otherwise, I mean, you know, there's a little bit of everything here except Fords. I'm sorry about that because I'm a Ford guy. But lots of GM vehicles, parts cars, project cars, seemingly some cars like the Blazers that you could just drive.
Yeah.
Like just start driving right away after a good cleanup. So I really appreciate it. I'm following up a lead, and turned out to be a good lead. You're a good one. And
Well, I'm glad.
You're a good man, and I think your prices are fair, and your intentions are good. So, man, James, thanks so much, and I hope you wind up selling these vehicles, maybe to somebody watching the show right now.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you so much. Happy
Thank you,
hunting.
gentlemen.